Hello everyone, myself Monideepa from Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. I am going to present our work on analyzing impact of climate variability on COVID-19 outbreak, a semantically enhanced, theory-guided, data-driven approach. This work is done in collaboration with Professor S.K. Ghosh in the Department of CSE, IIT Kharagpur. First, I will introduce the overall problem scenario along with our motivation and key contributions. Then I will briefly discuss on our proposed semantically enhanced theory-guided data-driven model. Subsequently, I will show you the experimental results, and finally I will conclude my talk with the mention of several future scopes. In the present scenario of novel coronavirus disease or COVID-19 pandemic, analyzing impact of climate variability on this disease spread has become one of the hot research topics. However, primarily due to poor data quality, insufficient number of tests, and also due to varying local screening strategies, these research findings are often found to be contradictory. For example, a group of researchers from South America have claimed that high temperature and intermediate relative humidity might favor COVID-19 spread, whereas another group of researchers from USA have found that hot and humid climate doesn't stop the coronavirus spread. In order to tackle such uncertainty issues, in this work we develop a semantics-driven theory-guided analytical framework where our objective is to reduce such uncertainty by intelligent incorporation of knowledge from both climatological and epidemiological domains. Now here the overall problem scenario is like this. We are given the COVID-19 case statistics including the daily count of confirmed cases, recovered cases and active cases over the various regions with known climate pattern. The goal is to find out whether the climate types of these regions have any association with the daily count of infected or recovered case. And if such association exists, which climate type or types is or are most favorable for increasing such infection or recovery. Our work is primarily motivated by the fact that the epistemic uncertainty can be reduced by collecting more information and domain knowledge. Added insights from the epidemiological model can handle the uncertainty that arises due to the lack of knowledge regarding basic principles of epidemic development. On the other side, the use of additional data samples from similar climate regions can help us to tackle uncertainty by reducing sampling error at the time of inference generation. For example, as you can see from this figure, the climate class of Spatial Region 5 is exactly similar to that of the Region 1 because both are CSA, I mean warm temperate with hot and dry summer. Also, the climate types of Spatial Region 2, 3 and 4 are quite similar to that of Region 5 because all these belong to some special category of warm temperate type climate. So, while analyzing the impact of climate variability on COVID-19 spread in Region 5, we can utilize the datasets from other regions along with appropriate measures to indicate the degree of relatedness. Our major contributions are: firstly, we have explored the effective mechanisms for representing semantic knowledge from climatological domain. Secondly, we have introduced the aspect of conceptual overlapping while measuring the semantic relatedness. Thirdly, we have devised a semantically enhanced data-driven model to learn the causal relationship between climate variability and COVID-19 spread while maintaining the theoretical principles of disease development. And finally, we have proposed Semantic-I as a semantics-driven measure for assessing the impact of climate variability on COVID development. So you can see that the novelty in our impact analysis framework lies in three aspects. Number one, instead of dealing with the various climate factors separately, we consider the overall climate pattern of the geographical areas. Number two, we study the semantic relatedness in the datasets while learning the causal relationships between the climate variability and disease development. And number three, our framework utilizes guidance from mathematical model to remain consistent with the physical understanding of the infectious disease spread. Our proposed semantics-driven theory-guided impact analysis framework is depicted here. As you can see, there are four major steps, and the first one is the semantic representation of the climate domain data. This step aims at capturing the climatological domain knowledge in terms of a semantic graph or network representation so that it can be exploited to reduce epistemic uncertainty during probabilistic learning of relationship between COVID development and climate variability. The semantic network as used in this study is depicted here. As you can see from the figure, the network is primarily developed to represent the knowledge on Köppen-Geiger climate classification, and it is generated by synergistic combination of semantic hierarchies denoted by distinct edge colors here in the figure, rooted at the key driving concepts of the climate pattern, namely precipitation or P, mean climate or MC, and the temperature or T. The semantic relatedness SR between each pair of climate classes is measured as per the commonality in the underlying concepts as visualized from this semantic network. In this equation, maxL is the maximum of the shortest path length between the climate type 1 and 2 via each of the R root concepts, and max T represents the maximum of the subsumer depth relevant to this climate type 1 and 2 estimated with respect to each of the R root concepts. Here we introduce the aspect of conceptual overlapping denoted by D here that quantifies the importance of the root concepts, and it is defined as indicated here. The objective of our second module is to capture the causal influence of climate variability over the daily count of new confirmed cases, active cases, and recovered cases of COVID-19. For this purpose, we have employed semantically enhanced Bayesian network model. A typical structure of Bayesian network representing the causal dependency among climate type CT, confirmed case CC, recovered case RC, and active case AC is depicted here in the right hand side. This structure is obtained by applying the pairwise mutual information algorithm of structural learning. Now, in our semantically enhanced theory guided analysis, the uncertainty is handled in two ways. Firstly, by probabilistic analysis of the Bayesian model while learning the causal relationship, and secondly, by infusion of domain semantics that helps us in further tackling the uncertainty by reducing sampling error at the time of inference generation. Now, how do we incorporate domain semantics from climatological domain? We do this by accounting for the semantic relatedness between the data from a pair of climate zones. So as you can see in the equations at the right hand side, we have used SR or semantic relatedness between a pair of climate types. And how do we incorporate the domain semantics from epidemiological domain? We do this by generating the training samples that follow the mathematical model of epidemic development, and in this purpose we have utilized the susceptible infected recovered model or SIR model, as you can see in the figure at the left hand side. Now, once the causal relationships are learned, the possible count of COVID-19 cases given the evidence on climate variability can be semantically inferred for any time step like this. So this is basically the third step. The objective in the fourth and final step is to analyze whether the climate variability in the regions have any correlation or association with the development pattern of confirmed and recovered cases of COVID-19. Now, since our framework deals with the categorical values of climate types instead of the continuous climate factors, we use ANOVA test for the purpose of analyzing the correlation. And in order to account for the underlying semantics of climate domain, we additionally propose semantic I as a new correlation measure. Now note that our impact analysis with respect to this semantic I carries utmost significance because consideration of this semantic knowledge effectively handles the uncertainty in the data which arises due to unawareness about other factors like population density, medical infrastructure, literacy rate, and so on, that may also have some influence on COVID-19 transmission within each state. Taking into account this data from multiple states with semantically related climate indirectly neutralizes the impact of these additional factors to a certain extent. And thus the semantic I test helps us in achieving more robust impact analysis outcome. We have evaluated our impact analysis framework with respect to a case study over COVID-19 spread in India. The daily data of COVID-19 case count as used in our experimentation is collected from 16 different states in India, as you can see from the table at the top. Now all these states are associated with 6 different climate classes, namely AWAS, AM, CWA, BSH and BWH. Now all these A's are indicating tropical type climate, BSH and BWH are indicating arid type of climate, and CWA means humid subtropical climate. The semantic relatedness between each pair of these climate types is calculated as per our proposed scheme, and the same is summarized in the table below. Now the overall experimentation is carried out using the daily time series of the COVID-19 case counts from 14 March to 11th July. Actually the training is performed with the data till 11th of June, and the prediction is made for the next 1 month, that is till 11th of July. The prediction power of our semantically enhanced theory guided model is compared with the recently designed models that are primarily based on linear regression or LR and nonlinear regression or NLR techniques. We also compare our model with Bayesian network or BN because our model is semantically enhanced from the classical Bayesian network model. Our performance is compared with respect to the root mean square error or RMSE and mean absolute error or MAE, as you can see from these two tables. Now it may be noted that our model outperforms all the baselines in 9 to 11 states out of the total 16 Indian states considered. Thus the proposed model definitely has better prediction capability compared to that of the other baselines. And more interestingly, the prediction power of our model is strongly reflected for those states where the confirmed case counts in recent days are quite high. For example, DL or Delhi, Maharashtra or MH and so on. This is so because our model follows the theoretical guideline of epidemiological development pattern, which is completely ignored by the other considered baselines. Our predicted count of daily new confirmed cases and new recovered cases from 12th June to 11th July are graphically plotted here. It is evident from the figures that the predicted values from our model are matching well with the observed values for both daily confirmed case and daily recovered case count given the climate type of the region. Next, we analyze the climatological impact on COVID-19 with respect to the statistical ANOVA test and our proposed semantic eye test. As you can see from the table at the left bottom, as per the ANOVA test, the daily counts of confirmed cases and recovered cases are not significantly correlated with the climate variability over the various states or provinces in India. However, using the semantic eye measures, we can claim with more than 99% confidence that the semantically similar climate regions have very similar level, either high or low, of daily confirmed or recovered case count. In order to draw more specific implications on the effect of climate, we analyze the semantically averaged confirmed or recovered case count for each climate type separately. As you can see from the figure at the top left, we notice that daily confirmed case counts in BWH, I mean hot arid, and BSH or hot semi-arid type climate regions are high, whereas that in the tropical, that is AM, AS, AW and humid subtropical or CWA region are low, thus forming a significant cluster pattern as indicated by positive semantic eye measure with high Z-score value. Hence, we can infer that the dry climate featured by little precipitation or low humidity is more vulnerable for COVID-19 infection. Contrarily, for the recovery case, we observe that the daily relative recovery for all the climate regions are interestingly high, as you can see from the green bars. Thus, humidity doesn't have any influence on the recovery. Perhaps the hot temperature, which is common for all the considered climate regions in our case study, influences this high recovery from the COVID-19. Our observation on humidity conforms well with many of the research outcomes. Now note that in this work we assume that each of the spatial region belongs to only one type of climate zone. However, in reality, a large spatial region can have multiple climates at its various parts. So, in future, we plan to upgrade the framework to deal with such realistic scenario. Further, there remain numerous scopes to to improve the framework with incorporated domain knowledge on genetic aspects of the virus and also with consideration to other influencing factors as well. Here are a few references used in our work. For more details, let's meet during the virtual conference session. Thank you.